entertains, and informs.
Follow the leader.
Follow the leader at KBLA 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Keep following the leader.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss you. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
Hi, I'm Dr. Tracy Marks, a psychiatrist, and I make videos on mental health education and self-improvement. Today, I want to help you identify automatic thoughts that you have that can affect how you feel about yourself and others. We call these cognitive distortions. We all have them to some degree, and the more you have and the more rigidly you stick to them, the more havoc that they can wreak in your life. Here are 8 common cognitive distortions, and this graphic comes from my 2020 calendar that's hot off the press and available on Amazon. It's more than a calendar, it's 52 weeks of self-improvement tips. I group the tips into themes for each month, and each week you have something you can do to help you with that theme. For example, February is about self-love, so each week you get a suggestion for what you can do to improve how you feel about yourself. Also, the images are motivational quotes to inspire you for the month. So go grab a copy for yourself and a friend. The link for the calendar on Amazon can be found at drmarkscalendar.com. The first cognitive distortion is filtering. Filtering is when you focus on the negative to the exclusion of the positive. So something happens and all you can see is the negative and you just can't appreciate other possibilities. You may even make excuses in your head for why alternative possibilities aren't likely. Black and white thinking. Here is where you think things are all good or all bad, and you can't see the middle gray area. And this is very inflexible thinking. Overgeneralization. With this thinking, you exaggerate or take things to the extreme. Mind reading. With mind reading, you make assumptions about what's going to happen, or you make assumptions about what someone thinks. And this is very dangerous ground to walk on when you become an expert on what other people are thinking. You may be a very sensitive person or an intuitive person who picks up on vibes, but just because you sense a negative vibe doesn't mean you know what the person is actually thinking. Because keep in mind, what you assume about what someone thinks is colored by your own issues and life experiences. We call that projection. Projection is a defense mechanism where you project your own thoughts and motivations onto someone else and believe it's really what the other person thinks. What's the difference between a cognitive distortion and a defense mechanism? The short answer is that they are very similar concepts, but just seen from 2 different perspectives. Defense mechanism is a psychoanalytic concept where your unconscious mind uses behaviors to fend off unwanted emotions. In this case, unconscious doesn't mean that you're asleep. It means that it's beyond your awareness and automatic, like a reflex. Psychoanalytically based therapy helps make the unconscious conscious so that you can appreciate and process your emotions in real time. Cognitive distortion is a concept from cognitive behavior therapy perspective. With CBT, it's not about what you unconsciously think. The distortions are automatic, but they're not beyond your awareness in a way that makes them unreachable without lots of therapy. CBT isn't interested in what happened in your past to shape your beliefs. It's about looking today at how you think.
You trying to tell me we can't use that? There's a lot of men out there, man. Come on. Women, yes, they're emotional. Sure, but women still need this kind of therapy. They need this kind of work. But what about those who suppress? Like your gender, our gender tells us you can't feel a lot of times, right? Imagine how that's going to show up in intimate relationships. I got my brother on the line. I'm going to get his final thought right now. John from Mountain View, Hawaii. John, I gave you 3 choices. Pacoya McCall, Dr. Pacoya McCall, Dr. Jashana Johnson, and Dr. Shalonda Sunshine Crawford. Now, brother, listen, I love you. I love you, and I appreciate you tonight because, first off, the courage it takes to reveal a wrong of that magnitude, right? Take responsibility for it. You know, it doesn't excuse anything that happens, but the next step is, how do we heal it? How do we heal you, bruh?
Well, how do you heal me? You're talking about somebody who has to stand still and be surgically removed, as well as the surgery being placed into the individual.
I hear you. Mm-hmm.
And yet you're still telling me also keep moving.
Right.
Like, fly the plane that hasn't been built, but continue to build it while you're flying it.
Mm-hmm. Guess what I'm going to say?
Go ahead.
You're not an automaton. You're not a robot. Whatever was programmed can be deleted, upgraded, right?
Upgrade, yeah. All that.
Absolutely.
All that. Island living.
All conditioning, and I'm talking about psychological conditioning, is soft conditioning. The hardware is your brain, your central nervous system, your body. That's the hardware. The software is psychological. You can delete those programs, right, that prevent you from emotionally regulating. You can do that unless the hardware is damaged.
True.
Yeah?
But back to the disrespect that we earn by respecting women, even their choices.
Woo, my brother said, back to the disrespect we earn by respecting women. Now, as a writer, I'm just going to edit that a little bit.
Go for it.
Some women are conditioned to not respect. That's some women, though. We have to go back to Robert Anton Wilson's euphemism, his term. Some but all. Some, but not all.
Yep, some but not all. Yes, sir.
And see, this is what happens, and this is how we get the gender war piece going. Because so many people will take their experience and use it as a blanket license for all women or all men. The only thing we
as
all
projected.
are
as projected.
That's right, are works in progress. That's the only thing all of us are, works in progress.
Right.
So maybe you had a couple of rounds, a couple of relationships, a few relationships, maybe all of your relationships. But all of your relationships is really just a small sample size of all women.
Indeed.
So we have to be careful of how we frame certain statements. And I would tell a woman this too. You can't come in here trashing the brothers because of your narrow, it's narrow compared to everybody else. Compared to everybody that's out there, it's narrow. So you can't put a blanket license on all men either. I would call anybody to the floor for that. But brother, there are some women out there who respect given. There are some women out there who have recognized their childhood traumas, their wounds, and have gone to work on them. Man, when you meet a woman who's actively working on her wounds, she's probably one of the most beautiful women you'll ever meet. Now, when you meet a woman who is unconscious to her wounds, she's probably one of the most frightening women you'll ever meet, because nothing is real. Everything would be ephemeral. But the same is true for men. I've seen women try to pull teeth out of a lion, trying to get a man to open up, when in fact, he's so damn scared to open that war chest of wounds, not for her sake, but for his own. He don't want to see what's in there.
And sleep with the same man.
Does that make sense?
It makes sense, yes, sir.
Man, I love you, John. You came in here and you told the truth tonight, and I appreciate it, man. Yeah, play the organs, man. Play all of... Come on. It's transparency night. Hallelujah. Hey, Pastor John done came in here and let it be known. Hey, man, I appreciate you. Guess what you just did?
Mountain View's in the house. Love you more, brother. Let the work continue to begin, but I'll leave with this note.
Mm-hmm.
Most men will actually start singing this song once I start singing it.
Mm-hmm.
Where they at?
Where they at?
Where they at? Where they at?
Come on, Petty LaBelle. Petty Murphy. We appreciate the call. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. We got Najee from Edison, New Jersey on the line. Najee, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Hey, what's going on, Zo?
What's up, good brother?
So I'm gonna start with because you asked women losing respect for men who can't, self-control, have self-control. Is that correct? Is that the
right?
question?
Who can't regulate their emotions?
Okay. Well, I'll say this. Unfortunately, like I've learned self-control from real life situations. You know what I'm saying? Kind of, running in the streets. Because if you don't regulate your feelings, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times you can end up in jail, you can end up dead, you know what I mean? You can end up injured, you can end up losing your job. So, I've learned how to regulate my emotions that way. However, with women, a lot of times I don't really take my cues about regulating my emotions from women, because a lot of times women will try to police your reaction by accusing you of being too emotional.
Okay, hold tight. That's heavy. That's a topic, right? That's a topic. But let me just say, I want to know how, have you ever been in a space in a relationship where you couldn't regulate your emotions?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah,
This is what you're going to start there. Because although you brought up a great topic, that's not the topic. See, what I find, and check me if I'm wrong, because I could be wrong. When you start pressing men about their feelings, they'll acknowledge the topic and say, yeah, that's what the topic is, right? But what I've found is that women, you guys will invert the topic to be about women. Now, we can make a topic that's just about them, right? We could do a topic Monday. Women can't control their emotions. We could do that. But that's not tonight's topic. I'm saying, has a woman ever lost attraction to you because you couldn't regulate your emotions?
Okay, you know what? I would say no. because unfortunately, it's because I think the women that I've dealt with at times were also toxic, and a lot of times, me losing my cool, losing my emotions, made them kind of respect me more.
Ooh.
Which was toxic. When I was passive, when I was understanding, when I was reserved, that was kind of took as a weakness. But then when I flipped the switch, never nothing physical where I put hands, but when it because raising your voice, threatening people, like that's violence within itself too. So some of the women that I've dealt with were toxic, and me coming down to meeting them where they are and their toxicity, it made them respect me.
Or fear you.
Or fear me.
Because respect is of a higher vibration. Respect is regard. Like, you understand what I mean by that? Like, they have high regard for you. Oftentimes, we'll misconstrue respect, but it's really fear. Like, oh, that's his line. There go the fence. That's the gun line, boss. Anybody run past the gun line, they go. That's all you did was show the gun line. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I think that's very interesting. What did you do to learn how to address, your lack of emotional regulation? You said you were with a toxic person. I'm sure they mirrored some toxicity that was pre-existent in you. When did you get the cue that, hey, I'm getting what I am, and now I need to figure this out?
You know what? I guess.
Najee.
It was a time.
Najee, think about it.
Okay.
When we come forward, I'm going to get your answer. The voice of reason. We got a lot to talk about.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580. Are you an entrepreneur looking to take your business to new heights? KBLA Talk 1580 is your partner in success. Every day, we celebrate and elevate Black-owned businesses across our community. Our KBLA SMB Marketplace currently features The Cookie Dip, Badass Bakes, Hair Concoction, Higher Education Accreditation Consulting, LACC Radiology Technology Department, and Malik Books. Your business deserves to be heard. Let KBLA Talk 1580 amplify your voice and connect you with our powerful community of listeners. Email smb@kbla1580.com today. That's smb@kbla1580.com. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Imagine a Los Angeles where everyone can thrive, where communities have access to the resources they need to succeed. That's the vision of Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. They're dedicated to improving life in LA County by providing educational support, employment assistance, and spaces for community engagement. By 2050, they want LA to be the best place to connect, create, learn, live, and play. They're working toward an education system that's well-resourced and culturally responsive, becoming a hub for artists and innovators, and making sure everyone has access to healthy food, quality healthcare, and safe housing. It's about building a future where we all have the chance to succeed. We invite you to learn more about their mission and get involved with Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down, get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Peace and love and perfection throughout all creation. Oh God, may there be peace and love and perfection throughout all creation. Oh God, may there be peace.
Hey everyone, it's Dr. Ramani. So we always have lots of people talking about emotional regulation. Let's talk a little bit about that. One thing we know is that narcissistic people cannot emotionally regulate. And one of the biggest problems, and I'd say the biggest issues in narcissistic relationships originate from the fact that narcissistic people are so dysregulated. They either scream and yell if they don't get their way, or they give you the silent treatment. And long story short, that is how we end up with the eggshell walking, the balancing on a razor that characterizes just about every antagonistic or narcissistic relationship. If you have been in a narcissistic relationship for long enough, or you grew up with a narcissistic parent, you never really got healthy models of regulation. And as a result, raging, screaming anger can become normalized, or any form of anger can become terrifying. Alternately, your fears of abandonment may have been stoked by a parent who expressed their anger through withholding or withdrawal anytime the parent didn't get their way. So from a very early age, you became masterful at completely and utterly catering to the needs of other people. So that may leave you wondering, if all I've ever seen, or most of what I see, is dysregulation or unhealthy regulation, what exactly does healthy regulation look like? Now, if you've never really been in a relationship where that is happening, or you even struggle with it yourself, that may be a big question. By and large, most survivors of narcissistic and antagonistic relationships overregulate. You keep it all bottled up, right? And that definitely is going to take a toll on your physical and your mental health. It's not a bad strategy, right? There's no point in speaking out in the relationship, so the overregulation may be the only way to stay safe. And in fact, speaking out may even make things worse. So maybe for a lifetime, you learn to push it all down and even find that you're not even able to cry or let out emotion in any way. And you may feel quite distanced from how you feel or even what you're allowed to feel.
Man, Dr. Ramani is not playing any games with y'all tonight. Pretty much said everything I said to my brother. My brother from Mountain View, Hawaii. Pushing it down. Suppressing it. It's heavy stuff, man. We got callers from all over the country. Edison, New Jersey is in the building right now. And that's Najee. Najee, please finish your thought, my friend.
Okay, so about regulating emotions. So I would say my early 20s. And this taught me my lesson of, self-regulating, my emotions. And also you can say like borderline losing respect, but in the end gaining respect from this particular woman. And I lost it. At the time, I felt taken advantage of, you know what I'm saying? In the words of, I felt like a simp. I was vulnerable to this woman. And my lack of self-control found me knocking on the dude's house who she was dealing with and daring him to say something, the fact that I was on his porch, because I was that enraged that I had to confront this woman.
Wow.
And it could have spiraled out of control. You know what I'm saying? Like, who knows where that could have went. You know what I'm saying? Because for one, that was a dangerous move, knocking on another man's door.
Absolutely.
And also in the mindset where I was kind of daring him to say something to me, and it could have went left.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To the point where her and him, could have ended up somewhere, and myself.
Yeah.
Because I was that enraged, and that led, it led to other events, because she was also upset, like, how dare he do this, and things went left. You know what I'm saying?
But let me stop you here, though. We need to understand that emotional regulation is not the same as emotional suppression. And many men think if I suppress my emotions, I am in control of my emotions. No, you're just packing in more gunpowder. That's it. You're just packing in more gunpowder. See, we haven't been taught to feel it. Right? Now, if you get into the spiritual side of it, and I'm talking about Buddhism, Hinduism, Taoism, and all of these, meditation practices, negative feelings always come up from the subconscious. But in those traditions, you are taught to allow the emotion to burn itself out. Desires, emotions, let it burn itself out through non-judgmental observation. That's what meditation is. Staying present in the moment, not fighting the feeling. Many brothers are in a fight for their lives to not feel. And I think it's detrimental for their relationships. Look at what you just shared with us. It put you in a situation where people could have got hurt, people could have got killed, people could have went to jail. Stay with me. When we come forward, the voice of reason got to go back to New Jersey one more time.
He's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with 4 Things You Should Know from BIN News. Attorney Tony Busby, representing over 120 alleged victims against Sean Diddy Combs, is now targeting other high-profile attendees of Diddy's parties who may have ignored abuse. He's issued demand letters warning them to settle or face public lawsuits. Florida is taking legal action against a black FEMA worker accused of ignoring hurricane victims who displayed signs supporting President-elect Donald Trump. Attorney General Ashley Moody says a lawsuit has been filed against former FEMA supervisor Marnie Washington and the agency's current administrator, Deanne Criswell. Drug overdose deaths are falling in the U.S. and are on track to hit their lowest level since 2020. That's according to new CDC data. And the annual list of best hospitals for Black America is out. Capitol Health Medical Center in New Jersey, Cleveland Clinic in Ohio, and Harlem Hospital in New York are among the dozens that made the list, which is comprised by blackdoctor.com. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 at BINnews.com.
Progressive Commercial Insurance flexes to fit your business's needs. From quick repairs to adjustable coverages and even payment options, Progressive Commercial makes it easy to get what you need. Quote today in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Follow the leader.
KBLA Talk 1580.
Follow the leader.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram at KBLA 1580.
Follow the leader.
Are you ready?
The station leading the way with exclusive interviews,
Follow the leader.
stimulating conversation, and intellectual discourse that empowers, enlightens, and informs.
Follow the leader.
Follow the leader at KBLA 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Keep following the leader.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
Tips to help improve basic steps for building a budget in 2024. Building a budget can help you achieve and reach your financial goals. With a budget, you can keep track of your spending, avoid and get out of debt, limit overspending, pay bills on time, and build solid savings habits. What's the best way to get started? Figure out how much to set aside for expenses, like rent, mortgage, bills, groceries, and entertainment. Understanding your past financial habits can help you make the proper adjustments for your budget. Adjusting to a budget can take time as you work to find the right balance, but keep working on it. For more financial health tips, visit chase.com or stop by a local branch. This segment is sponsored by JP Morgan Chase & Company.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Autopsy Initiative provides a second autopsy free of charge for victims' families who have lost their loved ones due to a police-related death. The services offered through the initiative include the completion of a second autopsy, disclosure of preliminary findings, and a final autopsy report. A police-related death is when an individual is harmed by police officers using deadly force, which results in an individual's death. Police-related death includes in-custody deaths, including those that arise during contact with law enforcement officers during arrest, pursuit, booking, transport, or incarceration. The Autopsy Initiative has a team of board-certified pathologists on call. An autopsy request may be completed by anyone with a close relationship with the victim, which may include the victim's spouse, partner, relative, close friend, or lawyer. To request a free second autopsy for a victim of police violence, please visit knowyourrightscamp.com. That's knowyourrightscamp.com. Then click on Autopsy, then click on Request. At KBLA, we believe in justice for victims of police violence. We say their names, and we don't black down. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
If you say you care about the community, you have to also care about the climate. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we've got your black.
To the 100 million people who owe the IRS money, this message is for you. We've helped tens of thousands of people close the door on their tax debt. So if you feel like you're stuck in a hole with IRS tax debt, then this is the easiest way to get a resolution quickly. To qualify for a no-pay or low-pay resolution, visit taxclosure.org to get free from the IRS once and for all.
To keep your bank accounts, income, and assets secure, tax closure is your same-day cure.
Substance use disorder and addiction is so isolating. And so, as a Black woman in recovery, hope must be loud. It grows louder when you ask for help and you're vulnerable. It is the thread that lets you know that no matter what happens, you will be okay.
When we learn the power of hope, recovery is possible. Find out how at startwithhope.com. Brought to you by the National Council for Mental Wellbeing, Shatterproof, and the Ad Council.
The most wanted beauty gifts of the season just dropped at Ulta Beauty. From exclusive kits by Sol de Janeiro, MAC, and e.l.f. to the cult favorite Hourglass holiday palettes. And let's not forget the stunning Dyson Airwrap in strawberry bronze. These limited editions won't last long, so don't miss out. While you're there, why not grab yourself something special too? I mean, 'tis the season, right? Get all the best gifts all at Ulta Beauty. Head in store today.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
A great big expression of happiness. Boy, a grin of happiness. A grin.
Men have an issue feeling their own emotions for a lot of reasons. I mean, it's not like society has been like, hey, little boy, let's figure out how to process your emotions. It's been like, don't have those, right?
Good boys don't cry.
Yeah, so men do a real terrible job because of a lot of reasons that are not their fault at being with their emotions. And so when women have emotions around them because they don't want to feel their own, they want to immediately, get it away. That resistance to their own emotions, ironically, causes the resistance to the female's emotions. And that is what causes this response of, let me get you out of this immediately.
When we're there in that sticky spot and we're feeling massive resistance come up, where do we go from there? Really, for me, it's breathing. So if I can breathe, inhale, fill my belly, exhale slow, it really helps to settle the space.
It's very different when a man does not have resistance to his own emotions and at the same time has the deep desire to remedy the pain of other. Men have an issue feeling...
Heavy stuff! Just listening to that clip made me think, are men intolerant of the emotions their women project because they're intolerant of their own emotions? Because I see a lot of men who simply just can't deal with any level of emotion coming from their woman. Now, of course, you can't be violent and disrespectful and all that other. You can't be all of that. But I mean, just she could just be on her period, or she could be going through something, right? I'm interested to know. It's almost like men are like, you shouldn't be emotional around me. You see, I don't have them. I was talking like, what's wrong with you? Najee, get back in here, man, and finish your thought, my friend.
Oh yeah, so that was a real like low point, you know what I'm saying, with a relationship, with a woman though. Because I mean, what happened was, not to go into real detail, but the fact that you felt like you was taken advantage of, you know what I mean? So it's embarrassment, it's all of those things. And the end of that situation, it was pertaining to money, I helped this woman out. And, the fact that she knew that I cared about it, it was, you kind of took advantage of me, and I felt the way. It was embarrassment.
Wait, stop.
Like, oh, man,
Hold on. Let's just unpack this a little bit. Hold on. Charlotte, who is that Chantel from Shantae? From Fayetteville, North Carolina. Get back in here. Get back in here, Shantae. The number to dial, 1-800-920-1580. Najee, let's unpack that.
Yeah.
You was giving her money, so you had an expectation to get an ROI, return on your investment.
Yeah, it was, so basically, you can honestly say that the emotional piece of that is, I didn't get what I wanted. Now that I'm older, you can really think about what really happened in that situation. I didn't get what I wanted, and it was It was a grown temper tantrum.
That's what I was about to say. Let's not over intellectualize it. You wanted to.
It was a grown temper tantrum.
And what happened is, you went through what I like to call the volcano effect. You can only tolerate what a perceived slight or a certain level of disrespect for so long before you pop off, and you popped off, right?
Yeah, and that popped off.
Do you see? Man, heavy stuff. But listen.
Yeah, but go ahead.
Don't you realize you cannot go into the relationship with this investment mindset?
But let me tell you, Gazzo, mind you, I'm 45 now.
Mm-hmm.
That was my 20s.
I got you.
So there was evolution after that.
Had to be.
And I think the closure after that was because unbeknownst to us, our grandparents knew each other. They was like best of friends. So they came in between this, and I never forget when I got a call. It was unexpected, and it was her, and it was a block call. And this is where the loss of respect turned in respect, and you know what I mean, and my healing process started, because I was real hurt from this situation, because it did result into an arrest, because she not really fessing up to the truth of what happened. Like, she took it somewhere else. And so I got arrested at my job, could have lost my job.
Why did you get arrested at the job?
Because she was a postal employee. So after the encounter, me, her, and her.
So she got you for
the dude
what?
She was dealing
Stalking?
with,
what happened?
You stalking a postal employee.
Yeah,
so
buddy.
She spent it as if she didn't know me, and she went to her job and said, "Hey, is this guy that's harassing me on my route?" Which wasn't true. You know what I mean? Nothing, all our interactions did not happen on her job, but that's what she did to spite me because I popped up at Old Dude House. But anyway,
first
so
off, how do you
everything
even know where the side dude live? You was doing some investigative reporting, Mr. McGee.
No. I knew dude.
Wow.
Not knew him, but I knew him. So you know what I'm saying?
But see, but emotional regulation, bro. If she if she's already entertaining somebody, it's not your spot anymore.
No, but the thing was, I didn't. It was lies. I didn't know she was entertaining it. That's where the anger came. It was like you was playing. You know what I'm saying? So
and then your ego got in it, right?
My ego got my ego got into it. You know what I mean? So, but I ended up, she ended up paying me my money back or whatever. And I got a call, and it spoke to more or less like the humanity. And you know what I mean? She, for a while, as her spinning it like with the whole stalker thing, and she finally called me, and she said, "Please don't hang up the phone." And she was like, "You know what? She said, I respect you, and I'm so sorry. I just want to let you know that I'm really not this person." Well,
at least you got an apology, brother. Listen, we gotta push forward, though. I love the fact that you guys made it right. And let me just say this, man. I appreciate you for the transparency. For these shows, man, you guys make these shows go. This is community conversation. And we talking to the nation right now. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you, Najee. You brought New Jersey in the building. Listen, if you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. When I come forward, we got Houston, Texas, and Fayetteville, North Carolina. We got a lot to talk about.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
This season, Chevy brings classic pairings, cookies and milk, mistletoe and kisses, and your holiday plans and a new Chevy. Silverado 1500 gives you power and capability with 430 pound-feet of torque to haul your holiday tree. Equinox EV and the all-new Equinox offer award-winning quality and style to see you through the holiday season. See why Chevy makes everything better and brighter. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
To the 100 million people who owe the IRS money, this message is for you. We've helped tens of thousands of people close the door on their tax debt. So if you feel like you're stuck in a hole with IRS tax debt, then this is the easiest way to get a resolution quickly. To qualify for a no-pay or low-pay resolution, visit taxclosure.org to get free from the IRS once and for all.
To keep your bank accounts, income, and assets secure, tax closure is your same-day cure.
Join the Black Hollywood Education and Resource Center for a great day in Black Hollywood, Friday, November 15th, 7 p.m. at the Regal LA Live Theaters, downtown Los Angeles. This is the opening night celebration of the 30th annual S.E. Manley African American Short Film Showcase, honoring Deborah Pratt, Lyndon Barrios, Janine Sherman Barrios, Art Sims, Dee Stevens, Gina Lemieux Davis, and Dr. Gloria Zervine. The weekend continues on Saturday, November 16th and November 17th with over 60 short films and industry panels on careers in Hollywood and directors on directing. Get your tickets today at bherc.org or call 323-957-4656. Again, 323-957-4656. See you there. That's bherc.org.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about. KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Worried about eviction? You have rights, and Stay Housed LA can help. Stay Housed LA is a partnership between LA County, the City of Los Angeles, and local service providers. From Lancaster to Long Beach, we're here to help you with tenant education workshops, legal clinics, free legal services for eligible tenants, and online resources about tenant protection laws. Don't face eviction alone. Call our hotline at 1-888-694-0040. That's 1-888-694-0040. Or visit stayhousedla.org. Stay Housed LA, keeping Los Angeles residents in their homes. Stay Housed LA, your rights, your home, our community. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
My playlist has been crazy tonight. I think this is the cartoons. You already know my playlist is my co-host. We played Freddie Jokum, the cartoons, Tall Black Guy. Who else? El Dre. Oh yeah, we had a lot of fire on this one, man. This was a great one. But let me get these final callers in here. We got Attila from Houston, Texas. Attila is the author of tonight's topic. Attila, slap us upside the dome piece on your way home from Jones Beach.
I'm the author of the topic. I don't know what this all lives mattered. Emotional. Nig Noggery is.
Nig Noggery. Go ahead.
Just say I am definitely living the vulnerability that's being shown. With all jokes aside, I will, however, I do want to address the elephant in the room, and you've kind of brought it up a little bit, but that's FIGO. I also want to address the, let's say, mixing up of capitulation and respect. They are not the same thing. If you are emoting from fear and ego, then the return on that investment is also fear and ego. So capitulation is what? Fear.
Surrender. Yeah, go ahead.
So if you're looking for respect, surrender the Figo.
Mm-hmm.
But you would have to do that within yourself first before you can expect that from someone else, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's pretty much it. I don't really have much to say. What else? I really liked the previous guy, Najee, the way he explained his situation. He was very clear and concise, and that I think is very important. I noticed that when we don't process things fully and we're still emotionally tied to it, that's when the worry salad comes up. So, so I ain't pointing no fingers, hustle. But other than that, I do think it's important to keep that awareness at the forefront at all times. But other than that, have a great night. Love y'all.
Oh, my goodness. Attila from Houston, Texas in the building. Thank you for the topic. We got Shantae from Fayetteville, North Carolina. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Hey, Zoe, and you know Attila always going to bring it home. I love it.
Come on. See, she's
Absolutely.
she up with the smoke. She with all the smoke. But talk to me. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Oh, well, my thought on it was on a different spin. I'm raising a young man. He's 22 years old. And we've had our battles, you know, as a young mom and things of that nature. We're getting on a good foot. I strive to speak to him as much as I do, but as far as I see him treating the fairer sex, it's not so much in a disrespectful manner, but it is kind of a stick and it's not a stick and stay at all. It's kind of a just move and go, kind of just keep, you know. It's nothing serious or anything, and I just don't want him to grow in a mode of a way that he feels about it. As far as the way the topic goes, if anything is strained on my part. So if there's anything that I can do to help him in this situation where at least he can, I don't know if the problem is the respect of a woman or just I'm too young to think about it.
Let me ask you this. What is the quality of the relationship between you and he?
Right now, it's great. Over the years, it's been a little strained. I will say that.
At what point?
Was on,
like at what age? Tell me the age that it was strained. Was it from
9.
preteen? Okay, preteen until when?
Until from 9 up until about, I'll say, 18, 19.
And strained in what way? Was strained communication? Talk
all
to me.
of those things.
Yeah.
When his dad passed, when he was 9 years old, you know, even though he and I weren't together, his stepdad, so to speak, he wasn't too pleased with the situation where he thought that I was choosing one over him. So it started to become, it was a battle. It was a struggle. So
he thought you were picking the stepfather over him.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And it was really, really strained.
So you already know, right? Wherever there's conflict in the parental relationship, the parent-child, if the child, like, have you taken him to therapy?
We've been. It wasn't really successful because he wouldn't respond. But as he got older, like I stated, like 18, 19, we started speaking more. Like we speak every day now, and he'll speak to me about certain situations, and I would like to advise him on it, but I don't want to cross that line. But I don't want him to become, you know, where he's strained in his relationship.
Well, just remember, he's a man now, so you need an invite.
Correct.
Right? You need an invite to be able to, because you know you're a black woman, and our black mamas don't need an invite really. Mama come in, hey, what's going on? Come here, sit down. Who is this little nappy head? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
no.
Exactly.
But what I'm saying is, now it's about boundaries. It's about respecting his boundaries. I'm really interested because, like I was saying, if if there's conflict between mother-son, right, in the formative years, right, you know, they're going to take some of that. If it's not healed through therapy or whatever, they're going to take some of that into their adult relationship, or all of it. And I would encourage him to definitely go to therapy again, give it a try again, right? Just offer it. Like, listen, my medical insurance covers it, babe. If you want it,
right? Like,
you know, if you want it, I got you. Because, you know, losing your father, that's a big deal. And that's a deal. That's something you kind of deal with your whole life when you lose a parent. Was he close to dad? Was, you know, talk to me.
They had a cool relationship. Yes, they did.
See what I mean? So that's a whole. And you brought in stepdad. He might have felt like, well, maybe she's trying to replace dad or demote me.
Right.
You know, all of that got to get worked out. Because if you carry any of that into an adult relationship, it's going to be reflected back to him
And
as conflict.
especially in mom and stepdad relationship is emotional, physically, you know, he sees all that and he hears all that as well.
Wait, what now? Say that one more time.
Oh, it was a tumultuous relationship.
So
between
it was a
stepdad.
toxic relationship with stepdad too?
Yes.
Oh, in the name of Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. So he got a lot of processing. We got to get him into therapy. We got to make it cool. We got to be like, yo, we going to the set of Wildin' Out, and it be an intervention. No, this is not Wildin' Out. This is not Nick Cannon's show. Get in here. Sit down. I'm just saying, we gotta get him because, like I said, whatever resentment is going to express itself at some point in the relationship. He may have expectations that are co-authored by the disappointment he had with you. And
With me.
Yeah. And things might be better now because he's like, I'm a man now. I'm cool. Mom is mom, you know, whatever. You know, we get to a certain point where even if it was bad with mom, we'll be like, mom is mom, whatever. She making that stuffing Thanksgiving. I'm gonna be there. Yeah, I'm gonna get the stuffing.
He's there.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the stuffing. The stuffing is for real. But I'm not gonna tell her about how I feel. You understand? So that's my point. So if you can encourage him in the slightest, most genteel way, just let him know I'm still here to support you. I'm a work in progress. I'm getting better. Let's try to get better together. I love you for your transparency, sweetheart. I love it.
I appreciate you guys for listening always.
All right, you brought Fayetteville, North Carolina in the building. Listen, Zoe Williams starts the conversation, but it's really up to you to finish it. I had a great time. I hope you did. I'll see you next week with another set of slappers.